And yeah, Kevin Owens still out of action with his rib injury. Hopefully he's back soon. And actually, before we get into the rest of the lineups, he did do an interview. This was with the Toronto Sun recently. And he said he's not certain what's next for him once his current deal expires. He said, I really don't know. I used to say I don't see myself not being in the ring for another 5 to 10 years. If I said it right now, I'd be lying, because over the last few months, I have to admit, I don't know if that's true anymore. I look at things. I don't know where I stand going beyond the next year and a half. I know I want to be involved in wrestling. I know I want to be involved in the WWE. I know I have a place here. I just don't know exactly where it is. Maybe still in the ring. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I think for the next year and a half, my focus is just on enjoying everything I do as much as possible. Not really a worry about winning a title, main eventing WrestleMania, and that stuff anymore. Dreams that everybody has, but I've been so blessed. I've gotten to do all of that. I just want to have fun, want to give people fun times to remember me by. Whether this is the end for my wrestling, I don't know if I want to sound dramatic. I don't want to say there's a retirement speech or anything. Because, hey, I might still be wrestling in 10 years. I have no idea. Thought process right now is just to try and enjoy the next year and a half as much as I possibly can, because I don't know what's on the other side, and that's really all that I'm worried about. You know, the thing with a lot of these guys is, you know, there was a question on the board, and I'm trying to think about what match I'd been talking about, but the person basically said, like, you know, if somebody has this in, it was, oh, you know what it was? It was, we were talking about Thunder Rosa and Jamie Hayter and various injuries and, you know, the whole situation with Thunder Rosa and her not dropping the title. And, you know, everyone always points fingers directly at Britt Baker. But if you watched the that All Access show, whichever the one that AEW did, you know, it was not just Britt Baker that was saying this about Thunder Rosa. Like, a lot of the women backstage were making these comments. Like, you know, she'd been hurt for a while, and she could have gone in and done a 3-minute match and dropped the title, but she didn't. That's what they believed. Whether that's true or not, that's what they believed. And it was the same thing with Jamie Hayter. Like, Jamie Hayter was injured, and Jamie Hayter could have vacated the title, but what she did was she went in and she did a 3-minute match, and she dropped the title. And we don't know when Jamie Hayter is going to be back. Thunder Rosa is training in San Antonio to return. And, you know, Thunder Rosa, you know, she had an issue with her back. And Jamie Hayter had an issue with the shoulder and also her neck. And basically the question that was asked was, you know, how do you work around these injuries? Which injury do you work around, et cetera, et cetera? And my comment was that, well, anytime you're in the ring, especially when you get to a certain level, everybody has got to be working around something. And, you know, it's come out of late that Seth Rollins has been working on a bad back and he's trying to avoid surgery. And, you know, my point in all of this, to circle around, is I remember going to a PWG show in 2006, 2007, and we picked up Sami Zayn to go to the building when he was El Generico. And, dude, this guy could barely get into the vehicle. He was hurting so bad, and he was a complete and total wreck. And I remember watching him that day, and I thought, this guy ain't going to make it another 3-4 years. Like, this is it. And if you remember Kevin Owens, you know, before he came to WWE, his back was thrashed. And he was having big-time issues with his back. And in both of those cases, you know, they got the ability with WWE money to take some time off, to heal, to do whatever therapies they needed to do and everything like that. And they've come back and they've had great careers. But, you know, Kevin Owens takes a lot of big bumps, and he's done a lot of crazy things. He's injured right now, and maybe he ain't going to make it to 50 wrestling. But the guy's had a match with Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. The guy has main evented a WrestleMania for the tag team titles with his, you know, his longtime best friend. He's done it all. And so maybe he can come along and do another year and a half and then be an agent and use all of his knowledge to help other guys. All the best to the guy. Back in a moment with more Observer Live. This big long-term injury. Thunder Rosa's serious long-term injury. Statland, 2 long-term serious injuries. Britt, 3 or 4 serious injuries. Darius Martin, 2 major injuries. Dante Martin, 1 major serious injury. Omega, off a year, major injuries. Starks, broken neck. And there's probably way more. Punk just came off a serious injury.
Big E.
Who else do we have? No, this is his AEW list. But, yeah, obviously in WWE there's a ton as well. But, yeah, this is not an easy business, everybody.
No.
You know? This ain't ballet. Isn't that what they used to say?
That's what they say. And it's true. It's not ballet. And
you know what's funny, though? You know what's funny, though, Mike?
What's that?
I know a lot of people that did ballet. And you know what ain't ballet? Ballet.
Really?
Golly, people get hammered in ballet. My God.
Well, they get the
all
hammer
sorts
toes.
of injuries.
They get the hammer toes in ballet. That's what's really bad. Imagine, I've had turf toe before. That was incredibly painful. I can't imagine having it on all 10 toes when things are bad with some of those performers. Terrible. And that's why you really got to appreciate what they do out there with their bodies. And you really got to appreciate the ones that are able to do it at an older age. You know, Kevin Owens is pushing 40 years old. You know, he's going to be 40 next May. You know, he really does have to take a look at how do I want to be physically. You know, he's not a slim guy, and I'm not saying that as a crack or anything like that. But, you know, as you get a little bit older, it's harder to take off weight. And he's already, I'm sure, very, very banged up. You talked about his back being thrashed, and he's got his kids, and he's got money in the bank, and you do sometimes have to step back and go, when is it going to be time, and or what do I want to do here, you know? Because one great thing that he's got going for him, and a lot of people I know, when it came to he and Sami Zayn re-signing there, what are they doing? Are they crazy? This, that, and the third. He can be the official Quebecois, whatever it is, the official man of all of Canada, let alone Quebec, for as long as he wants to be. You know, he's got that kind of reverence up there. You know, it's not Brett, but it's damn near it. So if he wanted to come back once in a while and do basically whatever he wanted to do for that company, I mean, hey, I'd be all for it. That man is many. He doesn't have to give me any more. He's already given me all the entertainment I need. If he stopped today, I would be a happy guy. And just kind of adjacent to that, as we talk about guys who get a little bit older, one match we're not going to talk about because it was way low on the priority list for most wrestling fans is Rocky Romero and Mascara Dorada 2.0 on Friday night. And I mean, look, I've been watching Rocky now for damn near 20 years. It's been nearly 20 years I've been watching Rocky Romero, Havana Pitbulls, the original New Japan Dojo, and all that stuff. And he may have had, this year, his 3 best singles matches of all time that he's ever had. 2 with Volador, and then this one on Friday night. It was spectacular. It was a great job. He is a great heel in Arena Mexico. It's fantastic. So what he's able to do at his age, again, I mean, sometimes you forget because these guys and women look so youthful sometimes, and they're still out there going that, man, you know, 20 years, 25 years, it's amazing how long some of these folks have been doing this.
They need to steal one more piece of business from the Saturday Night Main Event, if you will, and that's the green screen for those opening promos.
Put something behind them, like, you know, we're FTR, you know, have no fits or whatever behind just something, like what you got behind you right now. He's in an empty room. Ready? Boom! Huh? Hey, look at that. Now Lance is a star. Hey guys, did you love this clip? If so, you should join our channel. Just hit the join button, and you'll have full access to every single show that we do. Wrestling Observer Live, Wrestling Observer Radio, The Bryan and Vinny Show, all of them in full HD, full length, plus archives of all of your favorite shows. Click join today and don't miss out.